My name is Mal Martin, and I'm the historian for the Geneva Historical Society here in Geneva.
Where did you move from, and why did you move to Geneva?
I moved here from, really I lived in Melbourne at the time, but I was recently divorced, and I happened by this small house I bought by chance, passing through here and going to hunt over in Farmington, across the river. And I found this little place in the country, and just what I was looking for, so I made an offer and bought it.
Why did you become so committed to serve the Geneva community after moving here?
Well, I grew up in a small town in Mississippi, even more rural than Geneva is. And spent my first years like that, and my family was sharecroppers. And so I was always used to rural. My nearest neighbor was always a mile or so away. So that's the way I grew up, and that's the way I enjoyed it, because the woods were totally open to me, and I could do whatever I felt like doing as a kid now, you know. And this rural area was just what I envisioned living in when I want to spend the rest of my life in, you know.
Why are you so passionate about the rural area?
Again, you don't find places like this anymore, and they're very few and far between. And I think the rural lifestyle is one that needs to be preserved. I can see things encroaching all the time and getting tighter and tighter on us, and it has to be maintained. Otherwise, before long, nobody has any idea what rural living is all about unless we can preserve it.
What are your hopes and dreams for the future of Seminole County's rural area?
Well, I'm hoping that this place will stay rural, and I'm hoping that we can find enough people, younger people, who will follow in our footsteps. Now we've got the rural thing going and all. We'll stay in our footsteps and keep this going, because we aren't getting any younger, and we need a younger crowd to come and pick up when we leave off.
And I'd just like you to make any other thoughts or comments.
No, it's just a part of me. It's part of my life. I've always been a rural person. I could never live in a town, in a city, or nothing. Even the area like where I know where you got neighbors right next door. I could never live like that. I would have to find someplace out in the boonies. If I had moved far out in the boonies, I would. But this is just perfect right now, and that's the way I like to keep it.
Mal and Mary Jo Martin are married. They were married
1994.
In 1994, and have lived in Geneva since?
Well, Mal's lived here since 1985.
1985. One last question for the both of you. What is your hopes and dreams for this museum?
My hope is that the museum stays pertinent to what's going on. The people who started the museum back in the 50s and 60s saved all of the things from their Geneva past and their ancestors. And I hope that it continues to preserve these items and add things that people bring in from the past, and that we can keep it for the 2nd and 4th grade classes that come every year, and for all the special exhibits that we have, and people who come from all over the place to see this museum.
What has been the furthest point in the world that has come to visit this museum?
Oh, we had people here from Geneva, Switzerland.
Yeah, that's the farthest.
That's probably the farthest away was Geneva, Switzerland.
They came because they wanted to visit Geneva.
Yeah.
Well, thank you both for your time. Thank you.